Hi, I'm Rachael Lyn, and I'm about to get a stimulus check. Are you getting a $1,400 stimulus check? Most of us are about to get a stimulus check. Or if you're from the future, have you already received your $1,400 stimulus check? Thumbs up for traveling through time, because that's pretty awesome. So just this past week, it passed and was signed that most Americans will be receiving a $1,400 stimulus check. This is the largest stimulus check that we have received to date, and it's possible that you could receive this check by the end of March. If you get your tax refunds back through direct deposit, you will be one of the first ones to get that check, which that also includes me because I like to get my money as soon as possible. Because this is the largest stimulus check to date, you may be wondering, what exactly do I need to do with this money? Especially if you received the last couple checks and you got that money and it just like came in, and then before you knew it, it was gone. You had no idea what happened, and you're wondering, okay, well now what? Because I don't know what happened to that money. It's so easy for it to disappear because, well, one, wasn't really a whole lot to begin with, and honestly, these stimulus checks should not be changing your life. Making a budget, sticking to it, living your life financially better and differently so that you know what's happening to your money, that's what's going to change your life. Now, this stimulus check could be life-changing, especially if you are a couple or if you have children. That could be a substantial amount of money all at once for you, and especially if you're also getting a tax refund coming up soon. I think I might end up owing just a tiny little bit, but I know that I'm getting this $1,400 stimulus check, and I'm really looking forward to it, even though I know it's not going to significantly impact my life too much. However, if you're not sure what happened to the last couple stimulus checks you got and you want to make sure that that doesn't happen again, then I am here to help you out with some different things that you can do with your stimulus check. First though, who is going to receive this stimulus check? Individuals that make $75,000 or less should receive the full $1,400 stimulus check. And couples that are filing jointly need to make less than $150,000. Plus, if you have children, then there's a little bit more to be had. I don't know the details for that because I am single, I'm not married, I live by myself, I don't have children. I have tried year after year to get my tax accountant, otherwise known as Dad. He has his own tax business. So I have tried year after year to get him to figure out a way for me to claim my dog as my child, and he has yet to be able to do that. Not his fault. I blame the government on that one. So this is based on your 2019 or 2020 taxes. I have not officially filed my 2020 taxes. My dad is still waiting on some information from me. I recently moved, purchased a house. There's some paperwork that he needs that I keep literally, I know where it is. I just keep forgetting to take it to him. But if you earned more money in 2020, you may want to wait to file your taxes because that could affect some things. But if you're still under that $75,000 mark, which I know that I am, then go ahead and file. It's fine. But honestly, at this point, I kind of want them to just go ahead and give me that $1,400 and then I'll file my taxes for last year. And if I did that and ended up somehow making more than $75,000 last year, which I know I didn't do, I would not have to pay that back. So that is something that they are allowing you to keep that money even if you didn't fully rightfully earn it. So if you did make more than $75,000 in 2020, but you made less than that in 2019, you might want to wait to file your taxes. So what should you do with this $1,400 stimulus money? Here is a list of 10 different things that you can do with your stimulus money, and stay tuned. I will be telling you exactly what I plan on doing with my stimulus money later on in the video. First of all, you can blow this money on useless crap. I do not recommend this, but if you really want to buy $1,400 worth of bubble gum, then I guess you can. At least the positive out of that is that you will be stimulating the economy, which is kind of the whole point of this stimulus check. Second, something I definitely recommend, especially if you do not have an emergency fund, and that is to start or fill up your emergency fund. everyone should have at least $1,000 in a little emergency fund. I actually recommend more if you have children, if you only have one income, if you own your house rather than rent. There's a lot of different factors that I think go into that as far as how much I think that you should have in an emergency fund. I actually made a video about this a little bit ago. I think it was about 2 years ago now, and I will link that video down below. And at the time, I actually only had a $500 emergency fund because I lived at home with my parents. I barely paid any rent at all. I had quite a bit of extra income that could have been used in case of emergencies, and I was very, very secure with things. But then not too much longer after that video, I did decide to go ahead and bump up my emergency fund to $1,000. Now that I live on my own and I have my own house, I only have one income and I own this house, so anything that goes wrong is my responsibility. So I actually now have a $2,000 emergency fund, and that doesn't even count my sinking funds. The third thing that you could do with this stimulus money is to pay overdue bills. So a lot of people might be struggling, especially if you have not been keeping careful track of your money over the last few years or even your whole life, because I was well into my 30s before I figured out how to handle my money well. So a lot of us might be in that situation. So if you do have overdue bills, you can let anything that's already in collections, just kind of let that go for right now. But anything else that is continuing to add on late fees, or anything that is like lights or mortgage or rent that you are behind on, you might want to try to get caught up as much as possible. 4, you can pay off debt. It may not seem like it, but it does stimulate the economy. You actually have a little bit more room in your personal economy for buying other things if you have less debt. Plus, the sooner you pay off your debt completely and don't add more debt onto it, the more money you will have in your budget to spend elsewhere. So it might not be right away that you're spending in the economy right now, but later on you would have plenty of money to spend in other places. And you won't be wasting your money on interest that you're paying to the credit card companies. 5, you can pay your taxes. If you owe some money on your taxes, then this money can go towards paying off some of your tax bills that you might have. Like I said earlier, I may end up owing just a little bit of money. I have several jobs that I did not get to work last year because it was 2020. I'm not sure how that affected my taxes, and then purchasing a house at the end of the year as well. There's a lot of things that go into it. Thankfully, my dad takes care of that for me, but he's not even done with my taxes yet, so he may be able to figure out some things, and there may be some extra write-offs that I have that he hasn't put in yet. So we're still kind of seeing what's going on with that. But if I do end up owing a little bit of money, then I will be able to use that stimulus check to pay those taxes and not have to worry about that, because I guarantee you, you do not want to owe the government money ever. They will figure out a way to get their money. I guarantee it. The 6th thing that you can do is major updates or repairs. There are many people in my area that are needing new roofs. We had a really terrible winter and lots of snow, lots of ice, lots of damaged roofs in the process. I think mine is doing well. I haven't had it checked out, but I didn't really have any major things falling on it, and I don't think that I had anything major, but a lot of people in my area did. And so they might be wondering, how are we going to pay for a brand new roof when, you know, I don't have the money for it? And well, the stimulus check will really help them out a lot. The 7th thing that you could do with the stimulus check is other house updates. So these aren't things that like have to be done, like a new roof. You really need a new roof, or else, you know, you're gonna need a new house. But there are some other house updates that you might want to do around your house that you've been kind of like putting off and slowly just waiting. Maybe you've been saving up money. One thing that I will be doing with this stimulus check, so here's what I'm doing. I'm saving up for new windows. So my house is a little bit older. The windows are all older, and I knew that when I purchased the house that I would have to replace the windows at some point. And I think that that is one of the first major things that I want to do, is to replace these windows so that my house can be more energy efficient. I can be more comfortable in my house, and then I can also save a lot of money on my heating and electricity and gas bill because it won't be going out the window. It will be staying inside my house, keeping me more comfortable. But maybe there's some other things around the house that you have been wanting to do. Maybe you want to remodel, a very, very small remodel, but you know, or maybe you're adding this money to more. So I'm not going to be able to get new windows for $1,400. However, I do have money already saved up for that, and I don't know that I will be able to meet that goal. I haven't gotten any estimates yet, but I don't know that I'll be able to meet that goal even after this $1,400 is added to what I have. So it will just kind of like speed up that saving process for buying new windows. So the same might go for you. Maybe you're really close to your savings goal for whatever it is that you want to remodel or update in your house, or maybe it's a smaller update. Maybe you just kind of want to paint and you know, buy a new chair or you know, something for the house that you've been wanting to update for a while. The 8th thing you could do is other major purchases that you might need. Maybe you need a new car. Well, $1,400 is not going to get you a new car, but it can get you partially there. Or you can at least get a really cheap car for $1,400 that will run. I don't know how often you'll have to repair it, but at least you'll have something, which is probably better than nothing if that's what you have. The 9th thing that you can do is to start or fill up sinking funds. What are sinking funds? So in short, sinking funds are little tiny savings accounts that you save up for specific purposes. The number one sinking fund that I always think of and go to is Christmas. You know Christmas is coming, you need some money to spend at Christmas time to give gifts to your friends and family, so you're saving up for that, and you just have like a little bit that you save each month. Well, put that $1,400 in your Christmas. You don't have to worry about Christmas next year. Now that's not going to stimulate the economy right now, but it will help things out next December or even November if you're shopping Black Friday. I do have a pretty good video about sinking funds, which was also made a couple years ago. I will link that down below, and that kind of lays out exactly what sinking funds are and some of the examples of sinking funds that I have. And actually, I do have a house repair sinking funds now that I have my own house, and that is where my money is going to go. So it's kind of this one, kind of house updates, kind of both of those. That's what I'm doing with my $1,400 stimulus check. Then the 10th thing that you can do with your stimulus check is to invest it. I have not been doing a whole lot of investing. I'm still working on paying off debt, and now that I've purchased a house, I'm working on house updates. I really do need to get better about investing, and I have been learning a little bit about investing, but I really need to get better about actually doing the investing. So investing your money slowly and consistently over time is truly the best way to build wealth. I do have a 401k. I don't really know that much about investing, so I don't even know if I can put more in there. I think that has to come from my employer. I don't even know. But you can also do stocks. You can max out your IRA, which I would recommend a Roth IRA because it grows tax-free and you pull it out tax-free. If you have an IRA or a Roth IRA, there's only so much that you can put in per year, and you want to try to max that out as early in the year as possible so that you can have the most returns by the end of the year, and that money has the most time to grow, because time is your best friend when it comes to investing. So like I said, I don't know a whole lot about investing because I haven't been doing a whole lot myself, but I have been learning. There are lots of things that I do know, and that's definitely one of them. When it comes to investing, you definitely want to be smart about what you're doing. You don't want to, you know, invest all your money into bubblegum sales and then, you know, all of that tanks. But, you know, spread out your investments for sure into different things to protect your money. And this one is really the one where, like, if you don't have any urgent needs, you don't have anything major going on, and you're just not really sure what you're going to do with it because you don't need anything in your house, you don't need any new things, you don't need to worry about saving for sinking funds because those are all filled up, and you have an emergency fund and you don't want to buy anything. Okay, so yeah, there's not going to be very many people left after all of that. Most people are going to fall into that, oh my gosh, I have been living life really difficultly and I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't get this money soon. So the investing part is really for those people that probably already know what they're doing and know a lot more than me. So I don't know. But it is an option that you can invest this money rather than just doing nothing with it or buying all that bubble gum, because I do not recommend that one. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you plan to do with your stimulus check. And if you are not getting a stimulus check, well, I guess a semi-congratulations is in order, because you are making some pretty good money. But just because you're making some semi-good money doesn't mean you're handling your money well. So if you need a little bit more help on how to handle your money a little bit better, then click that red subscribe button down below. I am here and I am trying to help anybody that I can. If I can learn to control my money and live well and actually buy a house on a teacher salary by myself without being married, I think anybody can learn how to do this, because I've gone through some rough times, and it gets better when you learn how to control your money. So I am here to help you with that. That is all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.